The U.S. Reconstruction was the most radical form of neoliberal reform that we have seen in the history of the short and brutal history of neoliberalism. It's only about 30 years old right now. This is it. The man who authored it, the president of Michigan State University, anyone from Michigan State, you know, you should have a special job to do something about this guy, came back from having written the economic reform law and said, we got everything we could have dreamed of. The country is completely open. You can expatriate all of your profits. Everything's going to be privatized, on and on and on and on. And when Bremer took over, that's what he did. He just instituted the most dramatic denationalization, privatization, and began the process that they're still going through right now of trying to knock out the subsidies. Now, keep in mind that underneath Saddam, you basically had a socialist economy there. So 35% of the economy was state-owned. And all of the major enterprises, the cement industry, the highway building industry, everything was nationalized. Everything important was nationalized. And they said, we're going to privatize everything. And in the meantime, and this is what's really crucial, you know, because one thing, there's a lot of things that happen with this policy, right, which has been frustrated, right? But for one reason, the most important reason is the Iraqi resistance. I mean, we should put that out there, right? All these big international companies that were offered these state enterprises owned by the Iraqi government, right, refused to purchase them on the basis that the place is just too unsafe. I don't want to invest in an unsafe climate. Make it safe, you know? So all these capitalists that were supposed to benefit from this have, you know, have refused the offer in many ways. But the secondary part of this is a really brutal part of it, is they said, we're not going to use any of these enterprises to do anything in terms of reconstruction. All the reconstruction will be done by multinational corporations that support the invasion. So that means that the Germans, the French, the Russians, the Chinese, they're not in on the goodies, right? Oh, we're not going to, and they've demobilized, so they've actually paid some of these state-owned enterprises, you know, money to give salaries to their now idle members, right? But they didn't use any of them. So what you basically do is you have this country with this huge amount of professional expertise, right, and not using any of it. Right? They also demobilized the army. That's famous, right? They demobilized all of the Baathists. No Baathists could work for the government, so that all went away, right? And what they did was they created an instant depression so deep that it's very difficult for us to imagine it. I mean, the unemployment rates in Iraqi cities range somewhere between 30 and 70%. Keep in mind that the unemployment rate in the United States during the Great Depression was 30%. Right? So the best they've got it is the Great Depression. The worst they've got it is something unimaginable in American experience. Okay, so what happened is that the people of Iraq experienced an immediate and continuous decline in their economic and social situation from the day the U.S. took over. This was not hard for them to figure out that it was due to the U.S. So